This is a Galaxy Z Fold 3. Is it really as cool as it seems? Well, let's find out. Welcome to another video, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Glad you're here, where I make content around tech, accessories, and my experience with it to try to help you out. This video is about the third generation foldable from Samsung, the Galaxy Z Fold 3. This is actually the first foldable smartphone that I've ever owned, and I have some thoughts. Let's get started with 3 features that are new to me. The first feature that is obviously new to me is the fact that this phone actually folds in half. This is a feature that I saw in other YouTube videos, and I thought that was so unreal. To satisfy my dopamine, in addition to endless scrolling on Instagram and mindless 10-second YouTube videos, and sometimes maybe even watching my favorite TV shows, I found myself folding and unfolding the Z Fold 3. This simple action of folding and unfolding the phone is actually truly epic, to the point where it actually increases my phone usage because I want to constantly feel the satisfaction of what it's like the satisfaction of closing and opening the phone. So when I do open it up, I don't actually intend to use it for anything, but I just use it because I have it opened. So this folding design in a smartphone is a feature that is new to me, and the tech nerd inside me screams every time I unfold this phone. But once we unfold the fold, we are greeted with a really beautifully uninterrupted huge display. How is it uninterrupted, you might ask? Well, if I zoom in a little bit, you'll be able to see a hole punch cutout that has a fewer pixels than the rest of the surroundings. That, my friends, is the front-facing camera. Thankfully not the main one. Let me explain. Samsung tried to do something different this year with their foldable. Instead of the typical and safe hole punch selfie camera cutout, Samsung opted to go for an under-display camera. And I have to admit, it looks pretty cool until you notice it. Then it looks slightly less cool, but I still preferred this over the definite interruption of the beautiful display. Now, with any new experimentation feature comes its compromises, and the main one, as you might have already seen, is the compromise of the camera quality of this under-display camera. It is a 4-megapixel shooter with a pretty wide aperture at f1.8, but you can see from these shots that it's pretty bad. The shots are soft and lack a lot of detail, so that's a huge turnoff right there. But lucky for us, there is a secondary selfie camera which is on the cover display as a hole punch cutout. This is fundamentally respectable because not only did Samsung choose to go the risky route and include an experimentated feature in one of their flagship smartphones, but they also, in addition to that, included a safe option for those selfie lovers. And quite honestly, they could have gone the Apple route and just not included it, but they didn't. They actually went above and beyond. If you are a hardcore selfie taker, then you will certainly appreciate the fact that because this is a foldable design, you can use 3 main cameras as your selfie cameras and use the front display as the viewfinder and controls. Now that's awesome. If you're a selfie lover, definitely let me know by commenting down below. So as per usual, Samsung provides the latest and greatest features, and also as per usual, it is much appreciated. So the third and final feature that's new to me is the fingerprint scanner on the power button. I have seen this on other phones, but I never actually used one. Now that I have, it makes so much more sense to use this sort of implementation over the under-display fingerprint sensor implementation, and I'll tell you why I think so. The reason for under-display fingerprint sensors was to eliminate all the things off the front of the display so that the user can have a full screen, uninterrupted and bezel-less screen. While that is super cool technology, when implementations like putting a fingerprint scanner on the power button exist, it just doesn't make sense to put it under the display for multiple reasons. It adds to the production cost of the phone, both time and money, resulting in a more expensive phone for the user, me and you. And the performance and quality of that sensor will never be as good as a physical fingerprint sensor. So taking all those points into consideration, in my opinion, it just doesn't make sense from multiple angles to implement a fingerprint sensor underneath the display, no matter how cool the technology truly is, because the overall convenience of implementing a physical fingerprint sensor outperforms any unnecessary inconvenience from the under-display fingerprint sensor, both for the producers of the smartphones, as it saves them resources, and for us consumers of those smartphones because it accomplishes the goal of delivering a bezel-less display while retaining the reliance and quality of the physical fingerprint sensor. So those are the 3 features that were new to me from using this Galaxy Z Fold 3. Now this is a phone that naturally makes many people curious, including myself. And because of that, I had a few specific questions about this phone that have now been answered now that I have this phone. And I'm sure if these questions popped up in my head, at least one of them, or I hope more, popped up in your head as well. So let's get started with question 1. Is the folding feature really as cool as it seems on camera and on YouTube and stuff? Yes. Yes, it is. Question 2. How sturdy is the hinge when folding and unfolding the phone? It is quite sturdy to the point where I'm pretty confident that this mechanism will last a while and not get compromised sooner than later because of all the moving parts. Samsung did a great job with the hinge in this generation's folding phones. Question 3. How will I feel about the crease that goes right through the middle of this phone? Now, this may be an unpopular opinion, especially if you've seen other YouTubers' videos, but I actually admire the crease. Yeah, I said it. Whenever I swipe my finger across it, I'm reminded that I'm using a next generation smartphone. Now, as much as it seems like I'm bragging, I'm not. At least not entirely. It is actually super cool to see a bending display and, watch text go across it and watching videos, as funny as that may seem. But it does still serve as a reminder of how cool this technology is. So, how do I feel about the crease? Well, I for one admire it. And if you're unsure about it, then go into your local, tech store, whether that's Best Buy or I don't know your local tech store, but go there and check it out for yourself, because only you yourself can determine that. No one can tell you that, yeah, it feels good for you. Only you can tell yourself that. But as for me, I like it and it doesn't bother me like 99% of the time. Question 4. Will this larger display make me more productive? No, it has not made me more productive, and in fact it's probably made me less productive, seeing as I just open this phone for no real reason and end up using it and probably just wasting my time. Question 5. How will regular content like videos and movies and TV shows look on this display? Well, regular content has an aspect ratio typically of 16:9 or 18:9. And this phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 3, has a really weird aspect ratio. It's almost like a square at 22.5:18. So basically there will always be top and bottom black bars, which I find kind of annoying because the content that I normally watch isn't even that much bigger than what I see on my iPhone, which actually looks better because of how little space the black bars take up on the iPhone. Question 6. Will I have to baby this phone? So after using it for a few days, it seems like I don't have to baby this phone as much as I thought I would. Yes, the main display is basically plastic, which is why it's able to fold in half. And yes, there are fragile components that allow the hinge to, bend and fold. But despite that, through normal usage, it seems to hold up pretty well. I treat it like I normally treat my phones without a case, and it's held up just as well. So I didn't have to specifically baby this phone around, and I don't think you will have to either, if that's a concern. And question 7, the final question. Should you get an S Pen? Well, it's simple. If you previously owned a Note phone and you use the S Pen like a lot, then yeah, go for it. However, if you never took the S Pen out of its little slot on the side of the phone, then you probably shouldn't get the S Pen unless your only complaint with the Note phones was that the display was too small, in which case that complaint should have been addressed with this bigger display on the Fold. I personally have not used the S Pen in the previous Note phones that I've used, so I'm probably not gonna get it for this. However, there are deals that go around all the time that include the S Pen as a bundle. So if you can get your hands on that, then definitely go for it, because when it comes time to resell the phone, you'll be able to sell it for a higher price than normal because you have that addition of an S Pen. Should it have been a part of the Fold to begin with, like inside the phone or at least in the box? Probably. But this is the best that we have right now. So this video is just to share my thoughts and first impressions with you as a first-time foldable smartphone user. If you're also a first-time or aspiring foldable smartphone user, then if you found this video helpful, definitely leave a like and subscribe to see more. And remember to share this with your friends and family and your coworker, or I don't know, your neighbor or your commuting buddy or something like that, if they're also interested in foldable tech and tech in general. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed and subscribe to see more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.